Hi, this is Nancy Mansell coming to you from CNN Behind the Glass. Let's look at imaginary numbers. Whenever you're trying to take the square root of a negative number, in the past we've said not a real number. And it's true, it's not a real number. But we can still express it, we can still simplify it by using I, the imaginary number. So the square root of -1 is defined as I, or conversely, you could think of I squared as being equal to -1. So let's try a couple of these. The square root of -100 is simply I times the square root of 100. And since the square root of 100 is 10, we're just going to express it as 10i. Okay, how about this one? This negative sign's on the outside, so I'm going to carry it. This is going to be I times the square root of 6. Sorry, 36. And the square root of 36 is 6, so we're going to end up with negative I times 6. But that looks strange, so we should probably write it -6i. Good. Square root of -2 is simply I times the square root of 2. This one, I times the square root of 54, should be broken down because 54 has a perfect square factor. That would be 9, right? So the square root of 9 is 3, and we have 3i times the square root of 6. Good. Now let's multiply them. The square root of -4 times the square root of -9. We should simplify them first. So that's I times the square root of 4 times I times the square root of 9. Well, the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of 9 is 3. So now we have I times I is I squared, and 2 times 3 is 6. Remember, I squared is simply -1, so that makes this whole thing -6. Good. Let's try another one. -3 times -7 is I times the square root of 3 times I times the square root of 7. Okay. Let's multiply. I times I is I squared. And the square root of 3 times the square root of 7 is the square root of 21. All right, remember, I squared is just -1. So we have negative the square root of 21. Excellent. Let's try another one. The square root of -2 times the square root of -8. Let's see. That's going to be that's going to be I times the square root of 2 times I times the square root of 8. So we got I squared times the square root of 16. And 16 is a perfect square, right? It's 4. So that's going to give me 4, and I squared is just -1. So that's going to be -4. Good, one more. Square root of -5 times square root of 6. Let's go ahead and simplify it first. I times the square root of 5 times the square root of 6 gives me I times the square root of 30. Any perfect square factors in 30? Nope. So that's it and you're done. Welcome to I.